Hey, beautiful people. How are you guys doing? Hope everybody is doing great. I'm going to try something. I think I got it. Hold on. I'm going to try something really quick. So give me 1 second to mess with something on my computer and see if I can make this happen, which would be amazing if I could make this happen. I'm trying to share this live from YouTube to Facebook, but I don't think it's going to work. Oh well. It's fine. Okay. Well, today it's a beautiful day here. Sun is shining. I woke up and I had more energy than I had yesterday, so that's amazing. Feeling just really good. My hair is interesting, but I'm feeling good. But as many of you know, I have been struggling with the Facebook Live situation of I can't go live. And on my way here, I had stopped at a stoplight and I was like, okay, I'm gonna just like push the button and see if it works. Long story short, it didn't end up working. Hence why I'm here on YouTube with you beautiful people who follow me on YouTube instead of the beautiful people on Facebook that follow me. But anyway, that's besides the point. But as I was pushing live, I was like, what am I going to talk about? Because I hadn't really had anything massive come in yet. And I like to kind of go with like whatever just naturally comes. I don't like to just go, oh, I'm going to talk about this. I like to see what kind of comes in throughout the day and then really kind of tackle that. But as I was doing that, I was like, well, I'm just going to hit live and see what happens. And if it goes live, then I just start talking about kind of whatever, and the message will flow through me like it's supposed to. I don't need a title. I'm good enough as I am, and whatever message needs to come through today will come through. But usually I have a title. Usually I like to at least have a title of a jumping off point. And it didn't work. But I was thinking like the word perform kind of came into my mind. And I don't perform for you guys. I'm very much like I just want to be here with you and sharing what's coming from my heart and all of that. And I want to be very in the moment. I don't want to necessarily be like having a performance. Like that's really inauthentic. That's really inauthentic to constantly be in performance mode. And that actually really led me to thinking, because this is how the Addison brain works, is like it's a Virgo brain, but it jumps from one thing to other and everything connects. So I started thinking about my clients recently, and I have tons of clients that are stuck in this kind of performance mode. And this performance mode is really a lot of times I have a lot of guys that are in performance mode when it comes to their sex. I actually have some women too that are really in their masculine energies and are also in this performance mode of like, I have to have an orgasm. I have lots of guys that really struggle with, getting their erection and keeping their erection. And they have this incredible amount of pressure within themselves and also from external to perform, to show up every single time for their partner. And it's actually incredibly sad. I find it incredibly, incredibly sad that, and I'm going to focus on you guys, but I guess I'll focus a little too on women because, again, I'm seeing this also in women, but this pressure within them too, because obviously as women, like we can fake our orgasm. And I've actually had a guy fake an orgasm before with me. And I'm like, yeah, that wasn't an orgasm. Like, you can't fake that shit. You can't fake it. Like, you can't fake it. And I don't want you to fake it. I would rather somebody go like, I'm just not like, I'm struggling. I'm in my head. This is going on. That's going on. Like, I'm struggling. Like, I would rather that authenticity and that just like, yeah, like it's not happening. I'm not turned on right now. I've got this going on, that going on. And a lot of this pressure comes from from internally them thinking like, well, if I'm not erect, that means that something's wrong or broken within me, or that, or my partner, I get a lot of this. This is, my partner is going to think I don't find her attractive, or that I don't desire her. And I think that is such a misconception. And I think women, we are awful. Not all of us. I think people who are, I don't think all women, but I hear tons of women that they'll go like, oh, we'll see, he didn't get erect, so he's not into me. He's not turned on by me. And I'm like, is that always? Is he never turned on? Is he there with you? Is he still doing things with you? Do you feel the energy of turn on when you're with him? And so many women take a man's lack of erection as something they've done wrong. And that's complete bullshit. It's complete bullshit. It really is. If a man's body is not responding, that doesn't necessarily have anything to do with you. And that it's super egotistical, super insecure. And it actually, I'll sit with clients and they'll be like, no, but if I don't like perform, she's gonna get upset. She's gonna think she's the problem. She's gonna start crying. And I'm like, that's fucking bullshit. It's fucking bullshit. And if you're a woman and you're putting that pressure on a man that he has to get erect every time, he has to, do all of these things, like that's so much weight, instead of just being with your partner. And if he's struggling to kind of get turned on, like going with that dance, because guess what? Us women, we're not always turned on. And there's that reverse too of women performing, women like just having duty sex just to get it over with, or pretending to have orgasm, which doesn't teach your partner to give you an orgasm any easier. What it ends up doing is just teaching him or her that they don't have to work, they don't have to try, they don't have to put any effort in. There's that you're kind of like, you're easy to turn on, you're easy to kind of flip that switch. And that's not going to grow the relationship at all. That's not going to grow your sex. That's not going to get you to expansive sex. But it is this whole, like, I need to perform for my partner. Well, no, there should not be any performance. If you want to like do a little like play, like there's that. Like I'm not talking about, if you want to like kind of go into like some playful or adventurous sex, like that's different. That is completely different. That's not what we're talking about. I'm talking about like actually like performing, like kind of having like the perfect direction, or having the perfect sex, or having like that deep orgasm. When we put the pressure on ourselves or our partners, we don't show up authentically. We don't show up from our heart space when we're having sex. We show up from a mind place, an ego place of like, I need to get this done. That's not connective. It's incredible. Like, it really is sad. I find it very difficult to talk to men that really struggle with their erection. And a lot of times, actually, it's the pressure that they're feeling that's creating the lack of physical turn on. They feel all this pressure, and so they really struggle to kind of perform in the moment. They struggle to kind of get aroused because they feel this intense pressure of like, I have to get hard, and I have to do this, and I have to do that. And that sounds tiring. That sounds really shaming. That sounds like somebody else putting their shit on you if they're going to get upset because you haven't performed, or you don't come, or whatever it is. This is really where the connection piece comes in when we're having sex with our partners. It is truly about like just being and experiencing whatever is going on. I can't tell you, I've had many partners that they are like, they don't get aroused, or like they'll lose their erection at some point because of whatever it is. There's lots of different reasons why men lose their erection. And there's been lots of times I'm like, I'm just not there. And there's an authenticity and honesty. We're all human kind of connection there when you're just honest and you're like, I'm just not getting there. It doesn't mean that you have to stop. It doesn't mean that you can't enjoy each other and play with each other's bodies and still have some arousal. It's just a matter of not going into the sex going, I have a goal. And that's a problem. We have these goals. And so then we feel like we have to perform. And I see this not just in sex. I have, of course, see this in our lives because our sex mirrors our life and our life mirrors our sex. So if you're performing in the bedroom, I can promise you you're performing other places in that relationship too. And I can promise you're not being authentic and you are walking around trying to put on a fucking show for the world. If you're feeling like you have to put on a show in the bedroom, you're putting on a show someplace else too. Now, I hear all the time, yeah, but I want her to feel like loved and cared about. I want her to experience joy and pleasure. And the same thing with guys going like, I want, it's not that she has to perform. I just want her to feel these things. And I think it is both parties really getting clear on what the reason they're having sex is for. It is not for some get off. It is never for some get off. And if you were doing it for the get off, then fucking stop, because it's just not worth it. It's not worth it. If you're just doing it for the get off, you're not getting what you need out of it. And I know that that's really harsh, and that's okay, because it's the truth. If you are just trying to get to that climax, not the orgasm, because orgasm is not climax. If you're just trying to get that climax, you're treating it like you're watching freaking porn and just trying to get that, then you're missing so much more. Some of the most beautiful moments are when you are sitting with a partner and just like touching each other and connecting with somebody and maybe just giving. Maybe if you're just not turned on in that way, there still can be like this turn on of the heart, of like this opening of like, yes, I'm going to just like give a little bit to this person and see, like, I love this person. And so I'm going to help them expand. I'm going to help them feel beautiful and loved and cared about. It doesn't always have to, you should not be performing. You shouldn't be performing and pretending you're someplace else when you're not. And again, that goes for not just our sex, but our lives. And it's so important to show up in our entire life, in our sex, in all these ways, as we are, because the truth is, when you get further, first of all, it's going to get tiring. It's going to get really freaking tiring continuing to perform and put on a show. And then, especially when it comes to relationships and sex, you're not going to be able to continue that charade for the rest of your life. And if you are, then you are killing your soul. You're killing your soul, and you're missing out on so much beauty that lies underneath, that truly lies underneath. So if you're a woman out there and you are performing in order to make your man happy, stop it. But also, if you stop taking your man's lack of erection as something that is against you, because that is all your ego. It is all your ego. It's complete ego. Now, I mean, there's conversations you can have, and there's tons of conversations that can be happening there, but to not go, he didn't get erect, he didn't ejaculate, so all of a sudden there's something wrong with me. That's incredibly egotistical and actually very immature to think that somebody else's bodily reaction means that you're broken. And then as a guy, give yourself, first of all, unlike us women, you guys, you're very external in your genitals. And so there is more evidence when you're not turned on, or when you might have like energetic turn on, but maybe you're just not, like, maybe you're having issues with your erection for this reason, that reason. There's medications, there are so many reasons, but it's very external. So first of all, give yourself a break. Stop caring what your partner thinks about your erection or lack of erection. Believe me, you can still give her pleasure without you being fully erect. And take that pressure off, because I can tell you, once you take that pressure off yourself, you're going to feel going into sex so much better. Even if you don't get erect, you'll still feel more confident. You'll still be able to connect more and be more present. And at the end of the day, sex is about presence. Life is about presence. And if we're putting on a show, we're not being fully present within us. So yes, stop putting on a freaking show in the bedroom. Stop putting on a show in your relationships, because it's not going to be able to last long term, or you're going to be sucking your soul little by little if you continue to put on these shows. Now, again, that's not saying that like we can't go and have some fun play, and like if you want to do some adventure sex and things like that, that's totally different. Like if you want to do like performance in a different way, like that's okay. Like that's fine. But also just your life. Like, are you performing, and are you trying to be somebody or not? Are you inauthentically stepping in places that you're not really there? Are you truly showing up as you, or are you trying to show up as everybody else wants you to? So that's the real message, because I can talk about sex, and at the end of the day, our sex is a mirror of our life. And so look at that. That is my challenge for you all today. So I'm going to let you guys go, because I do have clients that are about to show up in 4 minutes. So I'm going to let you all go. But I hope you guys have a great rest of your day, and really think about that. Really, really think about where you could be performing in your life in a negative way, in an inauthentic way, in a expecting others to kind of soothe you also, like, oh, well, if they become erect, then that means that I'm still worthy, I'm still sexy, I'm still turned on, and vice versa. If she has an orgasm or a fake orgasm, then, that means that I'm still doing a good job, I'm still the man, all that shit. So just look at that. Really, really think about that, and kind of take a few minutes of just contemplation. So anyway, I have some fun and exciting things coming out, but nothing to announce today. So go. I have tons of stuff, programs, all that on my website, so you can go check those out if you're interested. Or if you are one of those women or men struggling with their sex, their relationship, their dreams, their goals, wanting more abundance, just wanting to have a more fulfilling life, then check out my VIP one-on-one coaching at addisonbell.net. Other than that, I'll see you guys tomorrow. I'm sending you all love, light, and blessings as always. Talk to you soon. Bye, everybody.